President Joe Biden is trying to deal with the fallout from his failed Afghanistan withdrawal, the border crisis, his vaccine mandates, and out-of-control inflation. His approval rating has plunged now in a key battleground state. And for more on all this, I want to welcome back Iowa Congresswoman Ashley Hinson, friend of the show, as Rachel just said. Congresswoman, nice to see you again. This poll is shocking. According to the Des Moines Register, Joe Biden's approval rating in your state now at 31%. His disapproval rating, which we're showing, is at 62%. We are 15 months away from very, very important midterm elections. What does this tell you?
Well, it tells me that exactly what I've been hearing on the ground, that Biden's crises are creating this crisis in his poll numbers in Iowa. 62% disapproval rating. It's because Iowans are tired of overtaxing, overspending, overregulation, and broken promises, right? I mean, we are the first in the nation state. President Biden came to Iowa, made all of these promises, and clearly is failing at everything he touches. So that's what Iowans are saying when they answer those poll questions. And I can tell you it's echoed with what I'm hearing out on the road at my town halls.
You know, I worked at a news station in the Midwest down in Kansas City. I'm very familiar with Iowa. There's something very special about that state, I have to say. So Iowa's got 6 electoral votes. Donald Trump won Iowa in 2016 by 9 points. He won it again in 2020. Senator Joni Ernst has been on the show. She won in 2020 by, I believe, right around 7 points. Is Iowa a red state now?
Well, I think Iowa is a red state because we value freedom and we value opportunity. And what we're seeing again from President Biden and Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats in Congress is that they prefer the heavy hand of government. And Iowans are common sense people, and that's what they want out of what happens in Washington, D.C. I think that's why I'm here. I'm to bring that common sense mom with the minivan voice to Washington, D.C. And so I think what you see in the poll numbers is reflective of that. But ultimately, we've been sounding the alarm on some of these bad policies coming out. And Iowans, again, they just want to live their lives and get the government out of the way. So, and you see that at the polls with how much they vet candidates and obviously with our representation now in Congress.
Yeah, Iowa's also a major bellwether state. I think the Democrats are probably terrified for both 2022 and 2024. Your border states, to the north at least, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, all overwhelmingly blue states. And I know the Democrats are spending a lot of money in your state to try and turn some of those swing districts. But in 2020, you turned 2 districts in the state from blue to red. Do you think that continues in 2022?
Yeah. Well, I think clearly with the story we're telling back home in the district, it's that we respect taxpayers in Iowa. I'm fighting for safety and security for Iowa families, trying to make sure we respect taxpayers. And also, when you look at ultimately safety and security, the situation at the border, fighting for rural America, I mean, all of those things resonate with Iowans. And it's exactly why we've seen across this country a pushback against the Biden administration policies. And so I anticipate that that will continue because that's the wrong direction for this country. And I think if you look at those poll numbers, it's indicative of that.
Just a stunning poll right there. We are just over a week away from the government possibly shutting down. The House is facing a September 27th vote on that $1 trillion infrastructure package. What do you expect to happen here? How does this play out to avoid a possible shutdown?
Yeah. Well, last night, the Democrats passed on a party line vote, a continuing resolution and debt limit increase bill. And unfortunately, they removed provisions like funding the Iron Dome from that bill, standing with our ally in Israel. Not to mention, our credit cards are maxed out in this country, Rob. They're maxed out. Our bill is due. And the Democrats are trying to spend every single cent that's left in the couch cushions. They're pushing forward with a $3.5 trillion spending package. And then they want to extend that debt ceiling and push off dealing with our overdraw until next December. It's completely irresponsible. So I'm hopeful they come back to the table and just focus on what means good government, keeping our government operating, but not overspending. That's what Iowa taxpayers expect.
Congresswoman, I know we mentioned this the last time that you were on. Inflation now at 5.3%. It was about 1.4% in January when Donald Trump was still in the Oval Office. Milk prices are up. Year over year, 8.2%. So it's gone down. It was 8.3% when you were on the last time, but still way up, out of control.
Yeah, and I think you had said the line, might as well get a cow. I think that's absolutely correct because ultimately Iowans are tired of going to the grocery store and paying more. They're tired of going to the gas pump and paying more. We had energy independence. We had low gas prices. Yeah. Life was more affordable, and life is now more complicated, more expensive under the Biden administration.
Well, I stand with Iowans. Newsmax hosts feel the same way. I've got 2 young kids, and it'd be cheaper to have a cow in the basement versus buying gallons of milk every single day. Congresswoman, thank you. So good to see you again. We appreciate it. Good to see you, Congresswoman Ashley
You too.
Hinson. Thank you. Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.